least to greatest, right? You see how it's counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? As long as, and this is important, as long as the denominator is the same, it is really easy to put the numbers in order. What if I asked you to do, put 1, 6, 5, 6, and 3, 6 in order from least to greatest? Who can do that? Raise your hand. In order from least to greatest. Kaylee?
3, 6.
You think 3, 6 would go first? From least to greatest? Look at your number line. Look at where it lies on the line.
1, 6. Oh, wait.
Jose?
You start with 1, 6.
You start with 1, 6, right? We're going to start to your left. You're going to start with 1, 6. Jose, what comes next?
3, 6.
3, 6. What comes next in the number line, Jose?
5, 6.
5, 6 comes next in the number line. As long as the denominator is the same, you are just putting your top numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're just putting those numbers in order from least to greatest. Let's try this again. We'll keep the same line, but now I will have, I'll put different stars up here. I want you to put the numbers in order from least to greatest using 2, 6, 6 over 6, and 4 over 6. Who can put these in order? Thank you. Who can put these in order from least to greatest for me? ENR?
2, 6.
2, 6,
4, 6.
4, 6,
6.
and 6, 6. And 6, 6 also equals what, ENR? A whole, 1 whole. 6 over 6 is 1 whole. Any number of, when you have the same number on top and bottom, it equals 1 whole. So when you get your paper and you're doing it in order from least to greatest, do you see how it's easy to envision everything on a number line? And that you're just doing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Another way that you can kind of picture it, because we have been working with ties, if this is 1 whole and you moved it just a little bit, so this is your 1, 6, and then you move it a little bit more to have your 2, 6, right?
That's just cool.
And then what's 3, 6? 3, 6 is the same as saying what?
1/2.
1/2. 3, 6. And then you can move it a little bit more to have your 4, 6.
That's cool. That's cool. Let's get try to a red plate.
5, 6. You're right. And then when we get to the end, well, we'd have to go all the way back to green, but it turns into 1 whole, 6, 6, right? So this is another way to picture it. If you started with, this time we'll go around and it'll be green. But this is another way. If you picture having a pizza, I always like to think of pizza, and you cut the pizza into triangles, okay? And I just think that this is a really good visual to show 1, 6, and then you can see that it grows as the number, as your numerator grows to 2, and as your numerator, goes to 2, as your numerator grows to 3, 6, as your numerator grows to 4, 6, and again to 5, 6. So do you see how you can put it in order from least to greatest pretty easily by either thinking of it as a pizza pie or thinking about it on a number line? Those are just 2 visuals. All right, let's do one more, Jose. What do we have?
5 12.
Okay, 5 12.
1 6. And 3 12.
right, Jose, what am I going to do?
6 times 2.
6 times 2. Why do I want 6 times 2?
Because that makes it 12.
Because that makes it a 12 and it makes my denominators the same, right? All right, so that changes this fraction into 2 over 12. Now, Jose, sticking with you. Put these in order from least to greatest.
We do 2 over 12.
Okay, 2 12s,
And 3 12s.
3 12s,
And 5 12s.
and 5 12s. All right. Are we pretty confident with this?
Yeah.
I think we are. I think that we're pretty confident with this, and you're able to picture it either on a number line, or you're able to picture it with one of these plates over here, where you can make your fraction grow. I knew I was missing one.
I will make it. Always
No. You want to use the plate?
Yeah. Look at something.
Let me show you how.
You can get them. It smells so good. Oh my god. Yeah. What? Yikes.
He put equal on 17. 2 and 1/8 now.
When you're using the plates, remember you have to envision it as a pizza, and that's how many slices that you need.
Can we use the pizza plate?
Yes, you may use whiteboards if it's easier for you to make a number line. But if you are using whiteboards, I just had a really good question from Kaylee. When you are using whiteboards, the work that I want you to show on the paper is that chicken scratch work. You see how I do these little 2's? Times 2 times 2. So I know what you multiply your numerator and denominator by to get your answer. You're putting all of your answers, so you're putting them from least to greatest. You should have 3 answers for each one, because you're putting them in order from least to greatest. Okay? So you should have 3 fractions for each one, because you're putting it in order, least to greatest. Or yourself, if you already did it. 1, 3, 5, 6. So now you've changed that one, right? Now you're going to just put them in order. So you're fine. Yeah. I also pulled these out if it's easier for you to see fractions. How are you doing, Jada? Good? Okay. Alright. Let me know if you need any help. How are you guys doing? Good? Okay, so now remember, I want you to show that chicken scratch works. So you turn this 3 into a 12. Okay, I want to see the chicken scratch work. So when you turn that 3 into a 12, do your multiplication and really tiny next to it, okay? Here, just that little chicken scratch work is all I want to see, okay?
Do it on the whiteboard and then show how I did it. I can't see this.
Do it. What times 3 equals 12? will you give the class a scoop?
Yep.
Now, Parker and Kaylee, are you guys?
Yeah, I'm done.
I have something for you too. You know how you play war?
Oh yeah,
The
I know how to
greatest
play
gets
what?
it. All these fractions are in here. You don't need to open it. You just look at it at a glance. But all of the fractions that are in here are also on this. You have a quick glance. Play war. You have to divide it evenly and play war.
Oh.
There are several examples of differentiated learning throughout my lesson. The lesson begins using MasterMath. My cooperating school has bought this research-based program. And what it does is it levels students from A to W in either multiplication or division. As students pass their 1 minute timings, they get to move on to the next level. And as they pass their 2 minute timings in either multiplication or division, they move back to multiplication or back to division once they pass that 2 minute. Each student then is working on their own level and are getting a specific worksheet and 2 minute timing based on their needs. I also showed examples where I showed students how to use number lines, and if you notice after they get their homework page that they go over and they get either a whiteboard to make a number line to put their fractions from least to greatest. They also have the option of picking up a plate and where they were asked to envision that the plate was separated into pieces of pizza and that they can use the plate for their fractions. They were also able to utilize these fraction chip manipulatives. At the very end of my lesson, you notice that I give these cards to some students who have already finished. This is a fraction war game that I created, and the fractions match this. So that's why they take these cards and this, and so at a glance they can see which card is greater than. This is just a great extra practice because they will continue to compare fractions. I'm going to continue to make this game harder, and so the next time they play, they will actually have to change the denominator to be able to figure out which one is greater and which one is and who wins the war game. So that game is going to keep progressing as they get better and better and faster at it. The plate and the number line I got from this textbook, which is the Teacher's Textbook for Differentiating Instruction. This is a great resource that I have and that I've added to my teaching collection. Challenges that I face that arose related to differentiating instruction. My cooperating teacher is very kind. I nothing against her, or we just have very different teaching styles. My teaching style and what I would like to do is to set up math as more of a math centers and have a center where students are just doing this game and have another center where they're doing more multiplication and division games more than doing the master math every day. Master math takes about 15 minutes a day, and to me that seems like a lot of wasted time, especially on students who have already passed the multiplication and division 2 minute several times. They're passing it week after week, but they continue to do it. And to me, that I think that we should give them more challenging math instead of making them continue this program that they've already shown that they can master. But she has said that this is the program that the school has bought and the school expects us to use, and so that is what we're using. But to me, I would like to see more math centers, and I would like to be able to play more games. Although she lets me do these things, it's kind of after kids get done, they can do it, which if you notice some students that struggle in math, I feel bad that they don't always get to play the game. So sometimes I like to switch it up where we play the game first and then do our homework page. And I think that students are still very successful doing it that way. How I would have changed my approach in the future is by implementing math centers. I would like to split students up based on their ability and their level so that I can challenge those who need to be challenged. I can also reteach those who need the reteaching and would benefit from more examples than what I was able to give on the board. And I would also like to have those math centers so that I can have a more customized learning environment for my students and their individual needs. Thank you. I hope you enjoy.